Hey, Cosmic Souls, and welcome to the Coming Out Cosmic podcast. My name is Nowinski. I am your host. I am an ET Contactee, Awakening Coach, and the founder of Coming Out Cosmic. You can find me at Coming Out Cosmic on all major social platforms. And this podcast is for curious souls who are questioning reality, for those who are open to talking about the weird and esoteric things in this world, such as aliens, reptilians. Oh, we deep dive into reptilians on this podcast. We talk about things that people are afraid to share. We normalize them, and I help you to validate your experiences because you're not crazy. You are just very, very cosmic. A quick thank you to my listeners for listening to this podcast right now. You are meant to be here. You are meant to be listening to me. Maybe there's a special message for you in this podcast episode. Only you can decide. So keep on listening, and thank you again. I think it would be most appropriate for me to start off this podcast by explaining a little bit about who I am and how did I come out to be the person behind Coming Out Cosmic. How did I become this person who talks about aliens and reptilians and fairies and all the weird and esoteric strange things publicly? Who in their right mind would do that? Because I promise you, it was not easy to come out cosmic. This was actually one of the hardest things that I've ever done in my entire life, to come out publicly and say to people, yes, I have been contacted by aliens. Yes, I dated a reptilian. Yes, I've seen birds that turn into drones. Who in their right mind would do this? Especially someone who is a people pleaser, someone who has struggled with self-image and how other people perceive me. I'm a Capricorn and an Enneagram type 3, goddammit. Like, we don't come out cosmic. We don't tell people our weird, strange, esoteric stories. So what actually led me and pushed me to start making alien content? I think first I should start off with saying I was never that into aliens. I would also argue that even though I do alien content right now, I'm still like not that into aliens. There are some people who are very gung-ho, who love seeing all the alien movies, who love reading all the alien books, who go to all these different summits, UFO summits, etc. I am not that interested in aliens, to be honest, and I never have been. I just realized that there's not enough normal people talking about their normal experiences with aliens, and I needed to be that person, to step up and to be that light for people who are having these alien contact moments, etc. For people who do think and believe that they are a starseed, that there's more out there to this universe than just this 3D boring 9 to 5 reality. I didn't start actually becoming interested in aliens until I had my second awakening in 2020. I first woke up in 2012. I think most people did because the vibration of the earth was rising. And if you can recall, back in 2012, there was a bit of a prophecy, there was a bit of a conspiracy that the world was going to end. Fast forward to now, of course, we can see that the world did not end, even though the Mayan calendar ended. What actually happened in 2012 is that the frequency of the planet started rising more and more and more, allowing for more people to awaken and to access certain spiritual gifts, etc. So 2012 was definitely the end of an era, but it was not the end of an era in which we were preparing for. We literally thought we were going to die. So that was 2012. Fast forward to 2020. I am sure I don't have to talk that much about 2020. I believe that if you listen to my content, you believe that there are things, people, aliens that had a lot to do with what happened in 2020. Therefore, I did have my second awakening there, and it was a hard awakening. I would say that I definitely went through a dark night of the soul, and that is a fancy way of saying that you essentially feel so lost, so depressed, so isolated that you don't really know where to turn. And this is a major turning point in a spiritual awakening that most of us go through. So after that experience in 2020, I really started to do some soul searching, some digging, some why are we here, some who are the reptilians, some what's actually controlling planet Earth. During that awakening period, I started following and finding a lot of different spiritual mentors and coaches with whom I really resonated. One of which is Elizabeth April. I am an official affiliate with her. She is a remote viewer. She's a channeler. She shares so much information about her channelings with different extraterrestrial beings. Highly recommend her work. And I also found a woman named Dolores Cannon. And Dolores Cannon is the pioneer of quantum healing hypnosis therapy or technique, QHHT. This is basically a very, very, very deep past life regression, wherein she took her clients to different past lives where they were actually alien. And so Dolores Cannon has written lots of books about these alien experiences. And this really was the impetus for my alien cosmic awakening. Because once I started learning more about aliens through Dolores Cannon and Elizabeth April, I actually found a channeler who is a voice channeler, meaning that she's able to channel aliens and speak what they're saying through her voice, very similar to Bashar, who's channeled by Daryl Anka, if you're familiar with him. And this person is my friend Laura Di Piazza, and I'll link her information in the show notes. And so I started going to these galactic channelings online with Laura, and I started tapping more into my alien side and learning more about aliens. And naturally, when you do this, you will start attracting aliens to you because you are acknowledging them and they love to be acknowledged. After a channeling session with Laura, I started having my first remembered alien visitations. My alien visitations are a whole other story that I'll get into in a future episode, but I did learn that I had actually been visited by aliens for many, many years, actually since the year 2014, as I can recall. And 2014 is when I started having sleep paralysis episodes. And these sleep paralysis episodes were very, very scary to me because I had a lot of the fear of the unknown in these episode experiences. I didn't know what or who was trying to contact me. Come to find out, it was actually ET contact, benevolent ET contact of my alien family coming to me and working on my energetic 3D body. Now, because of the fear of the unknown, I was actually terrified during these sleep paralysis episodes, and that was my own fear that was creating a very fearful reality. My alien family stopped coming to me because I was so fearful, and I can talk more about sleep paralysis and those experiences in a future episode. But I have been very connected to aliens for a long time, and it wasn't until my first alien visitation that was remembered after that channeling session with Laura in 2023, where I started to get really into aliens and connecting with them and learning from them. I remember thinking during those sessions with Laura and or while watching videos about aliens from Elizabeth April or Dolores Cannon, I remember thinking, oh my God, I cannot share my experiences with anybody because people are going to think that I'm absolutely batshit crazy. And in a way, I think that some people who don't understand, maybe they do. Oh my God, my coming out cosmic story is a very long one when it comes to how I came out cosmic at work. And that might be another episode because there's a whole lot of details about manifestation in that one and exiting the 3D matrix, etc. But I just reiterate that it's not easy to talk about aliens or anything that is considered crazy or strange, and it is very intentionally that way in our society for a reason. Another spiritual mentor who really accelerated me on my cosmic awakening path was my friend Shiv, who unfortunately passed this past November from a massive heart attack. So sad, such an amazing human being, but I know that he is just needed on the other side at this time right now. And he was a shaman, a monk. He literally studied in mountains in India, and he learned all the things spiritual, and he did a lot of really incredible things to unlock his psychic and intuitive abilities. And one of his abilities was looking at people and being able to see their past lives right by looking at their face. So he would look at you and your face would morph into one of your past lives. And when I went to see him the one day, I had my hair in a ponytail, and he was like, I hope this isn't strange, but can you put your hair down for a second? So I put my hair down, and he was like, wow, you've had many, many, many past lives where you've had very long hair. You love long hair. And if you see me today, I have very long hair. I always have had very long hair. So that was very interesting. But anyway, Shiv had told me that my galactic heritage, my lineage, where my starseed origins are from, is Arcturus. I am Arcturian. And at the time when he shared this information with me, I did not know who the Arcturians were. I had no idea that I could even be a starseed at this time. I knew that I had a connection, but it was not confirmed to me that I actually had a lineage outside of this earth. So then I really started getting into aliens, and I started just sharing some of this information that I had learned from Shiv to my closest friends and family. Most of them still thought that I was nuts, but I did it anyway. And it wasn't until I had my son in June 2024 where I was like, you know what? I've had enough ET experiences. I have enough knowledge about these ETs. I should come out cosmic and share my alien experiences online and talk to people about their alien experiences as well, so that they feel that they're validated and so that they feel that this is normal. Because this is so normal. I cannot emphasize to you how many people message me every day telling me they're coming out cosmic stories, telling me that they have had alien experiences that they can't tell anybody because people think that they're crazy and I'm the only one they can talk to. This is so normal. I am validating this for you right now. If you have had weird, strange experiences, if you have seen things walk through the wall, or if you have seen birds that turn into drones like I have, I am validating that this is so normal, and it's only going to keep on happening as the vibration of this earth keeps rising and the veil becomes more and more thin. When I had my son, I realized, holy shit, I cannot go back to the 9 to 5 3D matrix. I have to do something with my life because I feel like I'm here for a higher calling. And as a Capricorn, I have always worked to the upper echelons of all the companies that I've worked for. I mean, not to like CEO level, but I've always risen to the highest position that I possibly could given my experiences and given my accolades and credentials. So it's very, very unlike me to ever exit the corporate world. Extremely unlike me. I feel like most of my friends and family were extremely shocked to know that I had wanted to leave the corporate world. But something changes when you have a baby, or at least it did for me. And I was like, I need to be here to raise my son. I have a very good idea of what I can do to help humanity, to help other people in their spiritual awakening, and to also be able to sustain monetarily my own life and my own family. I'm going to come out cosmic and I'm going to start talking about aliens online. And I don't give a shit who thinks I'm crazy. I started coming out cosmic and telling my alien stories in November of 2024. And in January of 2025, I was laid off. That is an entire story in itself, and I think I'll save that for a future podcast episode. I do think it had something to do with coming out cosmic, although cannot be confirmed, and I do think that there was a huge manifestation element to this, a huge vibrational misalignment in my life just realigning to something better. But the birth of my son was the beginning and the birth of coming out cosmic. And to be honest, the name coming out cosmic came to me in a meditation. And coming out cosmic means to me that you're not afraid to speak your truth. You're not afraid to talk about any weird experiences that you have ever had, because they are so completely normal. And we need for more people to be talking about this stuff. We need for more people to come out cosmic. We need to build a community together, because this is a hard community to be a part of sometimes. You may feel ostracized. You may feel like a rebel, like you're going against society and everything that you've been programmed to believe. And that's because you are. You are. And when you stand up against the machine, people don't like that, because they would rather be in their old paradigm frame of thought. They would rather go to the grave thinking these old thoughts and old beliefs that have been with them for years and years and years, because the thought of change is so scary for many people. So the more people who come out cosmic and start sharing their cosmic experiences, the better. I do believe this world would be a better place, because the more information we share, the more light we're actually sharing. On the flip side, when there's a lack of information, I consider this the darkness. You're in the dark about something. So let's shed light on all of these weird esoteric experiences together. I am here for all of your weird stories if you are here for all of my weird stories. And this is a very safe space for you to listen to and to come out cosmic. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I need you, and I need to know that I am not alone in this craziness, which is why I'm standing up and shining and sharing my light with you all. So I would definitely appreciate if you guys message me too and let me know your coming out cosmic stories at Coming Out Cosmic on all major platforms. And remember, you are not crazy. You are cosmic. Keep shining brightly, everyone. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.